At 100 episodes, we're going to make a change.
Ooh. What's the
Well,
change?
at 100 main episodes, we've always said we're going to stop, look at what works, what doesn't, and reevaluate what we do with Working Crass. But we're going to do 100 and commit to doing 100 and then adjust from there.
Yeah.
Where are you at right now?
84.
84, man. That's 16 more
16,
weeks.
well, if we, yeah. It should be 16 more weeks if we do them regularly. That's what,
4 months?
4 months away.
About 4 months, probably about 3.98.
Yeah. That's if we don't skip a month or whatever.
Well, don't skip a month.
Oh, I'm sorry, a week.
Okay.
A month, a month is a long time. I don't think we've ever skipped a full month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the first things on my mind was Patreon is it's great, it's fun. These episodes are really cool, but I think what we'll do is drop the Patreon and focus the time on getting followers and subscribers on the main episodes.
Yeah.
And take elements of what this Patreon is and put them into the main episodes. Like
Yeah.
the kind of free form conversations I think are more fun. And if we can include those elements in the main episodes as much as possible, I think that's good.
Yeah, like the racial
story,
slurs.
Yeah. If we could throw in the racial slurs. We say it all the time, but I've never used. I mean, I've used maybe three or four different.
You've said some things
on the podcast,
but I've never used it on the podcast.
Yeah,
no,
on
I'm
the
talking about the podcast.
Yeah,
I've never used the hard one, the bad one.
Yeah,
the real bad one.
Retard.
No, I use retard all the time. That's not a racial slur.
Well, depends what kind of retard.
Depends on what race.
Depends on what retard you're talking about. Depends on the tard, dude.
Did you need the table closer, Lauren?
yeah, because my legs are too short.
Is this okay, or do you need it closer, or
Don't you need
No, that's good. Well,
a little
a
closer?
little
a little closer
Little
for
closer?
yeah, that's good.
There we go.
That's good.
Why are you wearing
we go.
Canada socks? You
Because they were
freaking
clean.
traitor.
Because they were clean and they're red and they match my shirt.
You're a
Because she
traitor.
And I
likes
like them
she
with
likes some of the
olives.
speech laws they have in Canada right
Yep.
now.
I do.
She's a big fan of the speech laws in Canada.
She's a big
Yeah.
fan of Turdo.
Yeah.
Turdo.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What is
I
that?
didn't
love my
make that up.
turducken.
That wasn't me.
That's what I call them.
I think that was Danny Polishchuk.
Yeah.
I copy. I feel like I hate when I catch myself saying something and it's not something I came up with,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh man, and then you laugh, and then I'm like, fuck.
You're like, that's the only thing you laughed
Yeah,
at.
that's the only thing I said that was funny. Fuck. Damn it.
Look at this perfect swirl here.
You got some gray in
I
there
know.
too.
I know, but it's like one little perfect gray
It's almost
swirl.
cartoon-like.
It is. It is cartoonish. It's gay.
I like it.
It's super gay.
I like
Mine's
it.
messy.
It literally makes an S for I suck dick.
I like
Yeah.
it.
You don't even have to get that branded on you now.
Yeah, I was going to get a forehead tattoo that says I
suck
dick.
cock.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like your
Or it's like on your lip.
swizzle.
When you had really long hair, you had a curl that you kept
Oh
playing
yeah,
with
dude.
all the
I
time.
miss that curl, dude.
that old curl.
That little curly cute
Your rat,
man.
your rat curl.
What the hell, Lord? What is your
What
problem?
the fuck is wrong with you? Why you do this to me? My rat curl?
Yeah, because you know a rat tail is like the one long.
Yeah, the
strip.
rat tail is back
And
here,
so it was your-
and it
it
looks
was your
disgusting.
It was your one long curl.
No,
He
was-
did not have what? He didn't have a rat tail.
No, he had a rat curl.
He would not be invited back on the podcast with a rat tail.
No, that's messed up, Lauren. I never had a rat tail.
Jesus,
and I
Lauren.
did not have a rat curl.
Jesus fucking Christ, Lauren.
And if anything, it was a Jewish curl.
Well, rat curl
I
still
guess rat
fits.
Jew.
Still
What are
fits.
those things
Still
called?
Fits.
What are those little
Curly cues?
payas?
Those are called payas. Yes.
Payas. Those are rat curls. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You would talk about rat curls.
rats like gold. Jews like gold.
Rats like gold?
Yeah, dude, you've never seen a rat in a jewelry shop?
No. Never.
They love them.
No, I think rats just like chewing on wires and stuff.
Gold wires. Yeah.
No, Jews don't like that. Oh, wait, we're talking about rats. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah, I get
I
it.
always get those
I
rats
get
and
it.
those Jews
I
mixed up.
always get damn rats all mixed up.
That's my impression
right.
of it. All right. What?
All right.
You started it.
Yeah, I know you
started
did.
it. So you're calling him rat tail, and now you're sitting here going, all right, whatever, guys.
Wow.
Wow, whatever. You're like my mom. My mom will just shit all over us, and then we make one joke about her, and she goes, "That's not funny." I can't believe you would talk to your mother that way. Like, you just made fun of us for 2 hours. I can't believe you talk to your mother that way.
Yeah, you just don't dish as good as I do, so.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't dish. I'm not good at roasting very much. More of a target, less of a dart.
More of a target, less of a dart. I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that.
That
More of a
fits.
target.
Damn it, I didn't make that up either.
Really?
No, I did make that up, actually. I did make that up. It is a good saying,
Yeah.
actually.
More of a target,
More
less-
of a target, less of a dart. I love it. I'm going to start saying that.
You're going to find it somewhere else.
I say it like when it doesn't apply.
Yeah, you're going to be...
This song is kind of more of a target, less of a dart.
Morning, everyone. More of a target, less of a dart. Oh, man.
Yeah, I got some pee on the seat. I'm more of a target. Less of a dart.
That kind of applies.
Yeah, but it kind of makes it seem like I
Yeah.
get peed on.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, usually I'm the one with the pee all over. I'm more of a target. Well, I thought it would be cool to do something in this episode to kind of like tell our story a little bit so that we have, because if we do end up ending the Patreon at some point, I'd like to have some kind of like fucking thing where we're like, we made a thing and this tells like the story of what we've done.
Yeah.
And we could be funny in it.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not. It's probably not going to be funny, but I think it'd be fun to kind of go through some of these stories. Also, because there's been a lot happening lately that I think I can kind of tie it into. Although Lauren keeps doing this bit where she's like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what is it? What is it?
Zimbabwe kids.
Zimbabwe kids. and
I
stuff.
watched a documentary about the children in Zimbabwe during the final years
Just
of
mute her.
Robert
Just mute
Mugabe's
her, dude.
dictatorship.
Yeah, I know.
And it was very fascinating.
Look, yes, I know.
It was very fascinating. It
Well,
was very
there-
sad, too. It
Yeah.
was really depressing.
Yeah.
But
Sounds
very
like a great
interesting.
topic.
Yeah. Well, now that you got it out of your system, can we do what I wanted to do for this episode?
Well, you can still do what you want. I may have to throw in some Zimbabwean facts here and there, but
Oh, okay.
Lauren, that is my bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you're going to pull a Byron where you just do something that everyone agrees isn't funny. Well, I'm just going to do it anyway.
maybe give it a chance. Just see what it could become. You
Okay.
never know.
All right. No. Yeah, the story about the Zimbabwe kids getting raped or whatever, that's going to be really funny. Is that what happens to them?
Oh, one of them.
Oh, God. So the story starts with, the story starts and then it goes back. Okay, so we just did a show recently, all masked up. It was an all mask required show.
And it started when the Fire Nation attacked.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it all started.
And yes, and so we did an all masked show. It was an improv show. Well, it was a variety show. They had stand-ups and stuff. And Byron and I went to perform, and we put on masks. We did it.
Yeah, I felt sick after.
Yeah, me too. I felt sick before and after.
Yeah, but I felt worse after.
I did too. I did. If this was
We were gonna do this episode after.
Yeah,
and then we both were kind of like, I don't fucking feel
wanna do
good,
anything.
dude.
And it's the masks.
Yeah, for sure.
100%
I forgot how fucking terrible
They
are.
make you sick.
Yeah, yeah,
They have the mask I wear has like polio in it.
yeah, yeah.
I do wipe my ass with that mask and then I put it right on my
Mm-hmm.
face and then I'm like, I don't feel good.
When I walked in,
What are your hmms about? What is this?
I'm listening.
Yeah, okay. What is this?
I'm following along. I'm listening to the story.
Okay.
I'm absorbing it.
No, you're not.
Yes,
you're
I
really
am.
not.
That's a of absorption.
It's a of passive aggressive energy.
No, it's a of thoughtful pondering
Okay, and what are you pondering about?
about what you're saying. I'm taking it in. I'm consuming it. I'm listening. I'm thinking about the words.
Almost accidentally muted Byron.
don't do that to me.
All right, so she did mute her. Okay, now
It would have been funny if you muted me after that.
I
Like,
did.
I'm like quiet and like, and then you just start talking to Lauren and you're just like, No, when I walked in, I pulled. They had like the masks there in the front. I pulled one from it, and the guy, which I guess I just seemed like that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Is that the one you used from last time?"
Oh yeah, he did.
Because I did that show before and did the masks, and I'm never gonna do it again.
That's
if
what
I
we
have to wear a
said.
mask.
Although we
It's
said
just
we
so
might do one
stupid.
more, but
I'm not. He asked me. He was like, "If you want to play on the 16th, you can come do it,"
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna do it, dude. It's just like, one, I don't want to invite anyone to a fucking mask show.
and it's at a dry bar. It's at a place that does not sell alcohol, and you can't bring alcohol inside.
Yeah.
So that's two hits. You're trying to invite people to a show. You go, hey, do you want to come not drink and also wear a mask in 2024?
Yeah.
Like, no,
What
I don't
the
want
hell?
to fucking do that.
And like, I can get behind the like sober but dry bar thing. I think that's fine. But that, in
Nope.
addition to the mask thing,
Gay.
is bullshit. It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's like the
is.
least like fucking fun environment. And the people that come to that show are like fucking woke fucking losers.
There was a group of bald women, just like shaved
Yeah.
head women, sitting just arms crossed and angry the whole show. Like, why did you go to a comedy show? What did you think was going to happen at this
They
thing?
kind of looked like white onions.
They did. They looked like white onion. They had, you know how sometimes an onion, I'm thinking of a...
They
of
have a little furry
a
part up here.
sprout. Yeah, I was
They-
thinking of a potato.
Yeah, they had well, onions sprout too.
Onions have sprouts?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they had
Yeah,
sprouts.
little sprout.
They had sprouts,
Like
and
a-
they clapped for us. So we did music. We did some music at the gig. They clapped for us, and I wanted to do this because I knew that they would clap for us because we're just doing music.
Because
We're
we're
not doing
fucking
anything.
good.
And I wanted to turn and be like, "Wow, this is the first time this half of the room has clapped for any male performer tonight. Give it up for them!" Like I wanted to be an
Way,
asshole,
yay.
but I didn't. I knew that would just piss people off. Anyway, I was debating before this show, like, should we just cancel this? Doing a show with a mask, I'm like, we left a theater over COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
It kind of feels shitty to be like, all right, I'll go to a show that's like requiring people to wear a mask. Feels like I'm going back on my word, and I felt guilty about that. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to do it again. The only thing that brought me there is I work with the guy that runs the show.
Yeah.
That was the only I don't want to have that argument with the guy that I'm going to see every single day and
Yeah.
have to explain to him why I think that that's the dumbest fucking thing in the world when hospitals don't have to wear masks, but I have to wear it at your dry bar
Well, and the reason they have it is because one of the employees that works there or whatever
or somebody there.
has gotten COVID 5 times.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many times she's been vaccinated.
Right.
I'm saying she because it's probably a girl.
Well, it was a girl.
And if it's not a girl, then
It was a girl.
they probably cut their penis off already.
He
No.
said she got what
No. We should preface this by saying we do believe that the vaccines are safe and effective.
Right. No,
we,
totally.
we would never question
Yeah,
the,
totally. That's
the
why we
wisdom
didn't.
of science. And
Yeah. Lauren, it's the Patreon. Don't worry. This isn't the YouTube.
Yeah. I didn't get it, and I don't believe in the vaccine. I don't believe in any vaccines these days anymore.
Byron,
Give me rabies or
What?
give me death.
and while Byron didn't get it, he still believes that it was safe and effective, 100%.
No, Lauren, don't speak for us. If this was the YouTube, I'd say absolutely, Lauren, you're correct and the science is behind you. But this is the Patreon. Of course they're not effective. This person has gotten COVID 5 times
So
and has gotten all of the. He told me all of the vaccines because I told him at work. I said I would not go to a show that was all masked if it wasn't for you. I'm just gonna go, and it was a rude thing to say. I was in a bad mood. I was stressed out, and I just told him that, and I could tell he was like kind of taken back by it. He's like, oh well, you know, this girl, she's gotten COVID 5 times, so we're just trying to take precautions. By the way, at the show, he goes, we're all wearing masks because we're not assholes. I'm like, what? The hospitals are assholes
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
What, every other place in the entire world is an asshole, but you guys somehow have the science. Lauren's doctor told her, yeah, you don't have to wear it. We just do that to make people feel better. Like it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't.
But no. The dry bar knows better than the doctor.
No, they
Yeah.
do.
The dry bar has done this research.
Before I went to my doctor, I went to the dry bar to get their advice.
I was like, hey, can you look at this lump in my asshole since you guys are such doctors over
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, I
You guys
had.
seem to be medical experts.
I
Hey, can
had
you check
the-
out my fucking hemorrhoid?
Hey,
Yeah.
can you give me a colonoscopy real quick?
That's exactly what I did. I went to the dry bar for my colonoscopy first.
I go, hey, my nutsack is bleeding. Can you help me out with that? Take a look at this. I pull it open.
Now they did suck out the blood and the pus from your nutsack with their mouths.
No,
Well,
that
they're all-
was the rabbi
Yeah.
that did that.
You don't like that?
No,
You didn't
it's
like
fine.
that joke?
What, you don't like that?
It's fine, I guess. It's just, it's not the nutsack that comes off. It's the foreskin.
They suck the whole
Okay.
area.
They suck the whole
Those
area.
rabbis suck
Yeah.
the whole area.
Kinda
You,
like-
Lauren, is the nutsack and the penis tip and the foreskin, are they not in the same general area?
No, well, I thought they weren't.
I
I thought these were different things.
think they're all down here. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
same
they're
general.
down, but they're not in the exact same spot.
They're in. I
they're
said
one
area, not
ecosystem.
spot. I said ecosystem. They're in the same ecosystem.
All right, I'll give
They're-
you
hey,
ecosystem.
They got
That's-
the same climate. Am I right?
Yeah,
All
they
right,
got the same weather patterns.
I'll give you ecosystem and climate. I'll give you that. That
And guess what? They don't smell no different either. So,
well, that's from the climatic patterns.
well, mine's all fucked up. My nutsack's bleeding. But anyway.
That's global warming down there.
So I was conflicted. I felt like, hey, we already left a theater over COVID stuff. And so I guess I'm going back to this one. And now after we did that one, I do agree that we should not do it again, although he did say that the very last show ever is happening. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do the very last one if it's the last one ever.
What if
But
you guys go to that one in like full hazmat suits?
I would love that. I would love to go and play Little Enamel Pen at the last show. I think that would be really fun. And be like, hey, can we close? And
Oh,
then
God.
we end with fucking Little Enamel Pen.
Well,
And then
you,
we go, fuck all y'all.
well, you might burn some bridges there.
We
but-
absolutely would.
We would. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would.
Yeah, hey, if you don't care about any of those
We've
bridges,
already burned
then
some
burn
bridges.
'em down.
I mean,
I've also considered one of those Clash on Clark shows that I start the improv scene with us as characters burning a bridge. I go, we got to burn this bridge down.
Yeah.
And then the whole show we get like darker and darker and darker and just burn our bridges with them.
mhm.
That was at that last one when no one was paying any attention. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
that,
thought-
yeah, that. Well, are we gonna get into that one too? 'Cause
no.
I say we go
What
through
was the
our
other show we
entire
did
show
this week?
history. Let's
We
go
did
through
the
our
We did
college
entire
the
night.
history.
fucking yeah. Okay, at the theater. So I'm not going to say the theater that we've spent time at, or that we've spent many years in. I don't want to say the name because I'm just like it is what it is.
It sounds like rug mouse.
Yeah, Rug Mouse. It's old Rug Mouse Theater. But that being said, I thought, because I was thinking a lot about that, I actually went back and looked at my old emails from when we resigned from that theater, when she had all of the problems with our content and everything, and I found the emails and I saved them. So I might go through that. But I guess to start off with, the three of us met doing improv in Dallas. This is our
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
This is our story.
Well,
This is what we
start
do.
when the Fire Nation
Story
attacked.
Time.
Okay.
Story time.
Once upon a time, the four nations lived in harmony. And everything was okay until the Fire
There was
Nation.
the Trump Nation, the Clinton Nation, the Obama Nation,
Abomination.
And
The
Bush
Obama Nation. Who'd you steal that one from?
yeah.
I'm just
That one was original. It was accidental, though. I did not mean for it to come out that way, but
So we started, we did improv in Dallas, Texas. And then we all met. Byron and I were putting on team. Lauren, I met at a show in Denton, and
And then we
yeah.
discovered the Avatar.
Then we discovered the Avatar. Yes,
do you
yes,
remember
yes.
our first scene?
Our first scene?
Yeah, I do.
No, I remember. No, I don't. I
You
don't.
came.
Oh, it was about
an
cats?
yeah, it was an exercise where they're like, "I want you to say something true about yourself or something."
Yeah,
And you started the scene. I don't remember where it went, but you started the scene like, "My cat is my best friend."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you were
That's
like,
when I
and you were
knew.
like, my cat is my best
I
friend.
think I did say that. I think I
Yeah.
just mirrored you.
And anyway, we met there. Then after about a year of performing shows regularly, we moved to Chicago because Lauren got into school, and we all moved together here. Started doing shows. And slowly but surely it picked up. We finally ended up at a place, Rug Mouse.
Rug Mouse Theater.
We ended up at Rug Mouse, and at Rug Mouse is where
Rug Munchers.
we ended up at Rug Munchers.
Rug Munchers Theater.
There was a lot of rug munching going on.
Yeah.
And we started doing shows there. We did we started just doing other people's shows. But that was the first time we started saying, hey, let's run our own show. And we did a weekly show.
Yeah, we did Muff Mondays.
Muff Mondays, Pussy Tuesdays, twat Thursdays.
Twat Tuesdays.
Yeah, Twat Tuesdays. All right, fine. Okay. No. That's okay. Let's take a little time here to clarify the joke. Let's take a little time to brainstorm here for the audience.
Well, look, you remember it as Pussy Tuesdays, but I remember it as Twat Tuesdays.
Lauren, walk back everything I said for a second here.
My favorite day was White Wednesdays.
We did. Now we ended up getting kicked out because we had White Wednesday.
Yeah, that was the line in the...
And it wasn't a racial thing. It was just
line
like...
in the rug.
Oh, you guys are fine with Faggot Fridays, but you don't like
but you
White
don't
Wednesdays.
like White Wednesdays? Are you kidding me?
So, oh my God. So, we started running a show there.
Yep.
Weekly show. Very fun. We would stay really late. We started kind of building a group of other performers that we were kind of creating a family. It was very, very cool.
The show was pretty freaking off the wall crazy, and I think we got some good buzz from it, and people seemed to like it.
It was a game show called Smell My Finger. That's what we ran.
It was a variety show. We had stand-ups, we had improv, we had sketch, we had all kinds of things, music and everything. It was fun.
Yeah.
Then we did that for a while. Things were going really well. The theater never gave a shit. The people that owned the theater did not come to the shows. I never saw them anywhere. Occasionally, you'd see them fixing something in the theater. For the most part, it was impossible to get in touch with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they had added us as board members.
That was at the very end, if not during COVID. That was during COVID that all that happened. And we were just one of the only teams that they can get in touch with. Yeah. I guess maybe right before, because we were in talks with them hey, we think the theater could do a lot of cool things. Yeah. They were very lazy. No one did anything there.
I think I think it was before COVID that we joined the board.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
But it was pretty shortly.
It all blends together.
Yeah, it was a while ago now.
There's periods in there where it is just a blur.
But yeah,
it
correct.
All feels the same.
But we saw a lot of potential in the theater, and we thought that, hey, this could be a really cool place where people can try things. It could be an awesome blank space for creatives to come in and make their own thing, we did.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got very invested in the theater's decisions and what they did, and started talking to them about, hey, we think this would be cool. We think this would be cool. We're willing to do free fucking labor for them to actually build the theater up.
I mopped that damn floor after every damn show. Damn.
Hey, we cleaned out that entire back space that was filled with just junk and trash, and
the theater had been sitting there with nobody taking care of it for a long time.
We cleaned the heck out of it. We did it was one of those hoarder shows.
Yeah.
I hate to be this guy, but we made it what it is currently.
Yeah.
It was not what it is right now.
Yeah.
And what it is right now, I'll be honest, it seems like it's blowing up in that community, but I don't really want a part of that.
Yeah.
We did what's that the show with Ty Pennington where they have the bus that stands in front of the building? We did
a home makeover. We did extreme home makeover.
We did an extreme home makeover.
We said, move that bus! And they moved it, and the place was beautiful.
And then there was a little mouse running outside, munching on a rug.
Yeah.
But that being said, things are going well. We got on the board, and then COVID hit.
Yep.
So COVID hits, they hold a meeting, a Zoom meeting. They go, hey, we're thinking of closing down the theater. Because, obviously we can't make rent.
Mm-hmm.
Byron and I and Lauren are the only people that said, you guys should stay open.
All these pussies said, we're staying out of this.
Well,
we're not going to do a damn thing. Let it close. Let it shut down.
And Byron and I are like, let's do shows. Let's not. We weren't
something.
We weren't even. I mean, we were not afraid of COVID. So from the start.
Yeah. And it's what's crazy is we were not afraid of COVID. We didn't really let it affect what we did.
Yeah.
And then it took. I don't even think you've never officially tested
Yeah.
for COVID. Have you, Lauren?
Oh, I haven't tested.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's officially had it once,
That's
and that
true.
was like 2 years after all of that.
You had it before it started. though.
Yeah.
I think I did
I
actually
think you
have
did.
it.
That December,
I think
we
I
had
was
a New
patient
Year's
zero.
show. We had a New Year's show where you were sicker than I've ever seen any
Yeah.
other human being.
And I
was
still
a-
performed,
it was
dude.
I know.
It was
I know.
a Chinese New Year show. It was in Wuhan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did see a lot of Chinese people at my job.
Yeah.
I will say that. A lot of Chinas.
Yeah. Well, you were you were working in a wet
So-
market, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was working at a wet market.
Yeah, wet pussy market.
Yeah, that was on Faggot Fridays. So COVID hits. They want to shut down the theater. We all say no. I mean, Byron and I are like, do shows with
Yeah.
full crowd. Like,
Yeah, say,
let's pack
let's be
hundreds
fucking-
of people in there.
be a
You
fucking
said
punk.
you said do
I
show
know.
you said do shows with full penetration.
Exactly. I was like, no masks, no anything. Fucking let's
Spit
go.
in my
let's
mouth
raw dog.
right now.
Check out this blood on my ball sack.
We said our shows are going to be fluid forward.
So, through discussions, of course, they were fearful. They were like, we can't do anything. Well, we can't
The
even.
city will shut us down. I'm
we
like,
can't even-
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's great publicity.
Well, every fucking theater in the entire city is closed. We said, ka-ching, like this is
Yeah.
an opportunity for people who are interested in seeing shows. But they didn't look at it that way. They looked at it as everybody is afraid. Nobody wants to see shows. Nobody wants to go out. Whatever.
Yeah.
So we compromised with window shows. So Byron and I, both having music background and having done music for a long time, we started doing window shows where we set a speaker outside the theater and performed music
And
for
Lauren,
people walking by for donations. Lauren came and helped with everything, literally everything.
I
mean, she
stood
helped
out
us.
in front of the window in freezing cold temperatures
Yep.
to try and flag down people who were like walking by because I was enjoying it and I was trying to get people to
To
watch.
get people to stop as well
And
say,
donate.
oh, somebody stopped in front of the building. Or record us because we were trying to do like videos and advertisements.
Every
and
single
stuff.
one. I was there for every single one.
I would invite chicks, and they
Yep.
usually want to come.
Yep, no, the two chicks came.
But I
well,
did have a couple girls
that's pretty
come
usual
sometimes.
for you, right?
Okay, what the fuck? What is your problem? Why are you being
What the
such an
hell?
asshole?
First, my
What the
girls
hell?
don't. My ex-girlfriends hate me, don't love me.
Don't worry
Then,
about it. Hey, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. Okay, so
I just want to
So
say he set
fucking
himself
mean.
up for that joke.
okay.
I could have.
Oh, now you're using my defense. I'm more of a target, less of a dart.
Yes. You set it up. I had to hit it.
Some bullshit, man. I did have a few girls come.
And they never came to another one. It was always one and done.
Well, some of them I was not into.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
a lot of the ones that came I wasn't really into.
Anyway, we had like friends come like and check it out and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, and we
And
raised
we
some
tried to-
money. We didn't raise a ton of money, but
But we raised, and there was a lot of, they're a nonprofit, so there was a lot of like funding options for them to like make money to make the rent. So the place stayed alive, and
we got on the news.
We went on the news. We went on the local news to
We
advertise
played a
the
new
place.
jingle for them.
We gave them a new jingle. It
Pretty
was a
funny.
fun time. Yeah, I mean, we worked our asses off to do that. And then when it was time to open back up, we worked our fucking asses on making that place so that when you come back to it after the pandemic, you go, this is a new place. This is a place that people are invested in. This place looks like a legitimate comedy club. It like has the vibe of a cool place where people can experiment. And we did that.
Yep.
There were a
Renovations,
few
yeah.
other people that helped and got interested in it. I mean, they wore masks and they were afraid to go and do anything at all. And there were so many discussions about, should we put plexiglass on the stage to block the
Oh my
performer? And
God,
like,
I remember
was like,
that.
oh my God, no. Should
Why
we wear
not?
masks
I
while
said-
we perform? Or maybe we just get the face shields for all
Yeah.
of the performers while
Yeah.
they perform.
Well,
I
we
go,
said
no.
why plexiglass? Just put a brick wall in front of the stage.
Like, do you want to be a fucking loser?
Right. It's only on Faggot Fridays can we have
Yeah.
the shields.
And that's
but
mostly to keep the cum away.
Just Byron's.
Faggot Friday is a drag show. Hey, she's saying you come a lot. That one was a
Yeah,
compliment.
but on Faggot Friday, as in,
Well,
like,
dude.
I'm like enjoying
Well,
it.
dude.
I
Like,
can't help.
oh, I love this show, man.
Bro, if you're coming, you're coming.
Yeah. Just be thankful.
At least it's not blood.
So when the place was about to open up, we did a lot of renovations, and then we started doing our show. We were doing live streams and stuff too to try to like keep doing stuff.
We tried all sorts of things.
We tried all sorts of
We
things.
did.
We tried to work through the pandemic, whereas
Yeah.
most people gave up.
Yep.
We
Um,
pivoted so many times. We were like ballet dancers just
We did the
spinning
opposite.
around.
A lot of people just gave up during the pandemic. We kept working until the pandemic was over. Then we gave up.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually kind of true. Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're innovators.
So shows start up. We did a lot of renovations. We helped them out. And a show starts. The first one back.
Yep.
Yep.
There are people. People show up. People are interested in seeing a show. They look around. The place looks amazing. It's very cool. A lot of good things to say about it.
Yep.
The vibes are right. We do a killer show. It was a lot of fun. And one girl shows up to the theater, and she is like, man, I've been dying to see live music and live events this whole pandemic. I'm not vaccinated. None of my friends are vaccinated. We've just been trying to find a place to actually go. Because this was around the time they started checking vax cards, too.
It wasn't like mandated in Chicago yet.
Not yet.
It was just
Not
like the
yet.
summer before. That started
It
in like
was-
January.
It
and
was
this was in like
pre-Nazi
June.
occupation.
Yeah.
Pre-Nazi occupation.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was coming. The
And
vaccines
people
were
were
out.
starting to do that just
Yeah,
on their own.
They
Yes.
had just stormed Poland.
Yes. And there were a lot of bars and restaurants that started, okay, we're going to check vax cards, even though the city hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this girl comes in. She really enjoyed the show. That should be, to Byron and I, we went ka-ching, and to
Yeah.
all of us. We went, hey, there is, especially to Lauren, because, anytime there's money-making
Yeah,
opportunity.
I go, did somebody call my name?
I shot the da ba da do.
That's when I come.
Money Mondays.
Yeah. Money Monday.
Anyway, so we think that's great. That means that there's an audience for shows to start up again. That means there's a demand, a thirst, a hunger
Yeah.
for shows.
Yep.
And not everyone is afraid.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
probably quite a lot of people are like kind of over this because the theater
Yes.
scene is in such a fucking bubble,
Right.
Where they were all just like, "Oh my god, we have to be so careful. We're so scared of COVID, of getting COVID, and blah
Yep.
blah blah." And then there's this whole group there's a ton of people outside that fucking bubble that were just like so fucking over it.
Yeah. Totally. And especially stand-up. I feel like there was a bunch
Yeah.
of stand-ups that were willing to get back out there and start doing shows. They were. There were stand-ups that were doing stuff the entire time. There were stand-ups that started open mics in parks. There was these guys that started an open mic in a truck that they would pull up to a park. And then they did a U.S. tour just on their own. Just like, hey, we're in your city now. Come sign up for an open mic. And like that was really successful, and they still do that.
Yep. And that's why we started working with a lot of stand-ups too.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
started like booking a lot of our shows with stand-up acts because
we
they
already-
wanted to go out and do stuff.
Byron and I already did well with stand-ups, more so than we did with improv people. And that's pretty
Yeah.
general just because the improv people are usually theater kids. They're very left-leaning, and they're very much you can say this and you can't say this. I said on the podcast recently, but we got told at a show recently that we were like, it's not fair. White men shouldn't be funny.
Yeah, like
It was like, oh, thanks for calling us funny?
yeah. Well, I don't know how to take that.
I know.
Like, yeah, I'm a regular on White Wednesdays, but like,
You got it.
And you said, yeah, guess white men can't have it all.
She
Huh.
basically complimented us with "you guys are funny," and then took it away with "and that's a bad thing for society that you're funny." You guys are really talented, and you should really fucking stop.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
it's bad.
You should give some of your funny to someone that has color or they're
Yeah,
female or trans.
right. I can't do that. They can go work as hard as I did.
Yeah, and I'm not cutting my penis off.
Well, you should. I've been telling you that for years. It would really help our careers.
Yeah, that would be.
They
That's
probably
true.
actually
You want to
would.
put us on the map? That'll do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
Working
no,
trans.
you're just too attached.
Working trans.
Yeah. If anyone in the group of the three of us is going to come out as trans, it's 100% me.
That's very true.
It's
yeah.
not Byron.
Yeah.
Byron's
it's not
way
me.
more masculine than me.
That's right. You
And
can't
what's
see
that?
it through the
What's
shirt.
that?
You can't see it through the shirt.
What's that?
Well, I don't know.
You're just bothered because you know I'm covering up for you because you're definitely the person that would be most likely trans.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Of
Yeah.
the two, I mean, of the three of us, the person that's not most like their gender at birth, the one that's a little more masculine than they are feminine. Although you're not, but you're just dressed very. You wear a lot of flannel.
Yeah.
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 I just like
You're
it.
still crazy like a woman.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But she's autistic like a man.
Hell yeah.
I just,
She's bad at social cues like a goddamn man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just like a good plaid. I like plaid.
I know you do.
And
that's okay.
most flannels come in plaid, so it's what I gravitate towards.
It's okay. So do I. No worries.
And I like to be comfy.
It's okay. I'll be your beard
Thank you.
or whatever they call it. for
Thank you.
Oh.
So we thought that would be a great opportunity. You know, that girl having that much
Mm-hmm.
interest in doing the show. The owners heard her say that. She said that to one of the owners.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a long conversation. By the way, this place is owned by a husband and wife. The wife owns it. The husband technically owns it. The wife
Owns him.
Owns him. So
And then
therefore
owns it.
owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had two kids named fucking Ocean and Paris. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty close, actually. Yeah. We won't
By the
tell.
way, I have
It's
relatives named
close
Ocean and Paris.
enough.
That's just the two that I go
That's
to.
close enough.
They fucking had no parental control over these kids. These kids came, they were just fucking, when we were like renovating the place, they were just kicking things, knocking things over,
Yeah.
running around, screaming.
Slapping their father in the face.
I swear to God, one went up to his father and said, "Fuck you, Dad," and he goes, "Hey, now we don't say that."
No, he said, "Hey." he said, "Hey, we don't."
Yeah.
Let's use.
That's
let's
not
use
the
indoor-
language we
Indoor
use.
language.
And the kid,
Now here, take more estrogen.
yeah.
Take your estrogen.
Yeah, no, they did have a girly boy. They definitely did.
I think they were transing him.
Oh God.
I don't know.
I can't say for
I
sure,
don't
but
know.
I didn't know what
there was a
genders
girly
the
boy.
kids were.
That's true. They were raising their kids androgynous.
Androgynous.
I
That's
just
for
thought
sure.
they were long-haired little ragamuffins, stragamuffins that
He
couldn't
really
be
did say
they were like
Lauren.
lost boys in the movie Hook.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were a little.
That's
like,
what they were.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what I got, but I don't
Is
know.
that you, Peter?
I don't believe in fairies. I do. I do.
Peter, that's you. And he like grabs his face. Is that you in there, Peter?
I
Anyway,
literally watched them. They had like fast food from some
the
place.
McDonald's.
and
They
were-
had McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yeah, and they were eating it, and then they just took their shit and threw it on
Yeah,
the ground like
their
hard.
food. Their food. They didn't shit in their hands like animals.
I know. I made it. No, they took their food and threw it on the ground, and it was like burger or fry, like covered in ketchup too.
And I was fucking pissed because I mopped that damn floor.
Exactly. I was no. Because we did those window shows, I remember this distinctly. We did those window shows, so I would wipe down the window on the front and the back so that we were very clear and could be seen through the window. If there's any amount of dust, it was hard to see us when the sun would reflect.
I hired a window washer.
You did. You hired a window washer. This was right after you hired that window washer.
Yeah.
Those kids put their handprints all over with ketchup and mustard on their hands from that. I remember the day afterwards doing a window show and there being fucking smears all over that fucking window. And that's the owner's kids. That's the person who should be the most invested in the theater.
Yeah, and for people who are very afraid of transmitting COVID to others, they certainly had no qualms about it being transmitted from a half-eaten, fluid-filled burger dropping on the floor of the theater.
Those kids kept taking their masks off and they kept going, "Put your mask back on, Ocean."
And
or
they were
whatever.
like, "Fuck you!"
The kid, I was joking when I said "fuck you," but he did legitimately, I swear, say say, "Shut up, Dad." And he goes, "No, we don't say that."
I think he
Yeah.
said,
And he goes,
"You
"Shut
stupid
up."
bitch."
No, that's what I said to his wife.
I
But
think,
we'll get there.
I think the kid nut tapped his dad too.
He teabagged him,
Yeah.
showed dominance.
This is
Yeah.
just an idea of the type of people we're
Yeah.
dealing with here.
Yeah.
Okay, they own the theater. There's just
The man who owns the theater is run all over by his wife.
He's a
by
beta.
His
He's a
kids.
beta.
He
He's a
has
beta.
no spine.
he's a very nice guy.
He is
I
nice.
will say he's
Yeah.
very nice, and they both gave us a lot of opportunities. That's why I'm calling it the Rug Mouse Theater, whatever we call
Rug
it.
Yeah.
munchers.
Rug Munchers.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they did. I could tell they're just this hippy dippy kind of theater kid energy. They're the same people that we've met all over the
Right.
Chicago scene.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to fast forward a bit. That lady tells them that she is unvaccinated. She has friends that are interested to see a show. That panics the shit out of them. We have an emergency meeting about how we need to potentially start checking vax cards at the door. We pushed that away. We said, no, we don't want to do that.
Which
we,
meant-
we came up with an alternative solution, which was a waiver, which we were willing to do. I understand that you don't want liability for your theater if somebody comes in and they contract COVID. So the best way to handle that is a waiver so that everybody entering understands that they are doing so at their own risk. This was the whole argument that was missed during COVID in general.
Yeah.
Is that everybody gets to choose what risks they take.
Yep.
You do not get to choose what risks other people are allowed to take because that is totalitarianism. That
Yeah.
is telling people what to do.
And they turned down the waiver because this was
No,
not really
we did the waiver.
We did the waiver.
We
a
did the
bit.
waiver.
Yeah.
for a bit, but they eventually turned it down.
Don't skip ahead in the story. There's so many things that happened before
I'm sorry.
that.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I do have a
We'll
lot more
talk
things.
about Zimbabwe later. Okay.
That's towards the end of our story.
That's after we talk about why Wednesdays. Then we got to talk about Black Africa.
So we pushed them away from vaccine mandates, which we thought were like I don't want to do. I don't want to do that.
And I remember at one point like them being like, I just cannot believe that there are people that did not get the vaccine.
Yes, correct. Joe told me personally. I'm sorry. The guy that runs that doesn't.
You
No
will
one's.
bleep it out.
Joe is also my dad's name, so
Bleep it
it
out.
could be
Bleep it
your
out.
dad
Bleep it
I'm
said
out.
talking to my
Bleep it
dad.
out.
No. Anyway, that being said, he tells me that he goes, I've never met anybody that like doesn't have the same views as me. He literally said that word for word. And I said, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
I said no, but what I did say, oh, we talk to people who have different views from us all the time.
Like 100% of the time, basically.
Anyway, I thought that was very telling that somebody
Oh,
said
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So then we kept doing shows. The waivers did work for a little while. They were okay with the waiver for a bit, and we started doing shows. Great story. This girl that we did a show with recently or whatever, but she does not like us for other reasons. She did our show, comes in masked, afraid. Like I tried to hand her the waiver. She like jumped back, was afraid, so afraid of COVID. She performed on our show. And then during our show, we made fun of masks. We did this whole bit about making. What was the bit? Do you remember?
I was a blogger who was trying to cancel you for doing a show during the pandemic because I believe that
That's right.
pandemic is forever, and I was wearing I put on
a bunch of masks.
30 masks at once. Like,
And we
I
were like,
covered
calm
my
down.
face in them.
Comedy needs to come back. We're not we're gonna have fun tonight. And everyone cheered and had a good time. And that girl takes her mask off.
By
And then
the
at
end of the night, she
by the
wanted
end
to
of the-
suck my dick.
Correct. And by the end of the night, she's like maskless, like talking to people up close. So she went from in her head, like, I need to avoid everything to, oh, everything is fine. And comedy did that for her. It showed her that, hey, it's all of us in a room going, this is what we all think, and we all laugh and we all get along. And then we understand. I don't know. It's like, it's a great way to convey how we feel about the thing.
And realize that, no, it's actually going to be okay.
Exactly.
You're going to be fine.
Exactly. Hey, by the way, let me just say, we did these shows. Not a single person at those shows ever died of COVID.
Not a single one. No.
That's pretty good numbers.
That's pretty fucking amazing numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
Died of OD?
Well,
we can't speak to that, but
and also another thing is like it's not like I don't ever remember even getting any messages like, "Oh, I got COVID."
Nope.
And maybe you should check with your team or like, and spread it around. Make sure that people, well, not spread COVID, but like spread the news that like I had COVID. Or
That's
I
why we
didn't
did the
know.
waivers as well, so that they could do like the contact tracing or whatever. So
Yeah.
if somebody does say they had COVID, then we could let other people know. They all put their emails on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that never happened.
No.
Never happened. So that being said,
now STDs.
a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of them. So, so then we keep doing shows. Finally, we do a show. We book this guy, one of your friends.
I wouldn't say one of my friends,
You met him
but
at
I
church.
knew him. No, I didn't meet him at church.
Oh, really? But he
No.
went to that church, right?
No. Wait,
No.
oh, no, you're talking, that guy?
talking- yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
meet him at church.
Talking about hairy armpit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. We have a comedian. We have a comedian on the show. He does a bit in his stand-up. He goes, I'm trying to be progressive, but I just am not attracted to women with hairy armpits. Grosses me out. Stinks.
Now
He
you
didn't
made,
do- I
you
added
made
a-
it funnier.
I made it funny, but
You made it a lot
Yeah,
funnier.
yeah.
when he did it, it didn't go over that well. Okay? He's not funny like me.
He is pretty
No,
funny.
he is funny. He's a really nice guy. He always brought a glass of whiskey on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
Ron White.
Yeah.
But
he was
anyway.
definitely.
He was very new. He hadn't done many stand-up sets before. He was new and he was learning, and also sometimes he would do really, really well.
Yeah.
That joke, and you know what? The premise: I'm trying to be progressive. I just can't get behind women with armpit hair. That's okay for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to have that as your premise. It's okay to have that as an opinion. A
Yeah.
lot of people have that as
Yeah.
an opinion.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Like,
Disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think most men, when you talk to them, agree with this.
Yes.
So, the owner, he's not at this show. His wife is at this show.
Uh-oh.
So, his wife sees this bit.
Because this
His
is,
wife has been so far the person who was most adamant about, hey, that lady, she was unvaccinated. We should probably have check vax cards now.
because for her it was never really about safety or fear of getting sick. It was all about, let me have an opportunity to police opinions and ideas
Yep.
I don't like.
And she started like telling,
And if I
like,
can keep a group of people that I think has, in her mind, deplorable opinions about things out of her theater, then she's doing something morally superior.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what all of this boiled down to.
So keep in mind, we've been doing shows at this theater for 2 years at this point. And we have done shows where we have completely crazy, we've said horrible things. We've had plenty of people come on our show where they say all kinds of dark things and make humor about any fucking subject. We've done bits where you're a blogger and you you accuse all kinds of
all of the shows were pretty edgy.
Edgy.
They were pretty experimental
Yes.
too. So there were definitely, we would book people who weren't as experienced in addition to people who were, because we were trying to give opportunities for newcomers to, build their material and test it out. And we were a good place to do that because we were, very free.
totally.
and open-minded and not like,
And we let things fail on their own merits. And it's like, if you bomb, you bomb.
Yeah.
And we knew how to stack a show so that if we had someone inexperienced, we would follow them up with somebody who is more experienced, who we knew would get the energy back in the room and
Sure. Yeah.
could keep the shows, going and the fun going.
We do this
So-
thing. It's a variety show, so we bring up a lot of acts, and then Byron and I will close it. So we'll do hosting bits between.
Right.
It's very
And
much
we'll
like
plan, like a Mr. Show,
a
where-
live Mr. Show.
where it kind of goes, each thing kind of goes into each other, but we use that to tie all of the things together. So there's like little sketches between everything. They're very, very short, they're very punchy, and they're very fun, and they keep the audience laughing, and they also are a good reset. So like if somebody goes up there and they bomb, we're able to kind of reset and remind everybody, hey, the whole thing is kind of under under this picture. And then when we do our set at the end, we can always like pull from something that happened throughout the night. It's always fun. So maybe we're magicians or whatever.
And maybe you
we
make
do,
fun
like,
of
magic
something
tricks
bombing
Yeah.
too.
or
Like-
maybe Lauren is a plant in the audience, and then we had our friend Sherry at a show be a pedophile in the audience, and Lauren was a little girl that she was trying
Uncle
to fuck.
Randy, who followed me around everywhere.
Exactly. So we do like dark shit like this.
Yeah, it's fun.
This guy, all he says is he doesn't like armpit hair. This shows up in my inbox the next night, or maybe a couple weeks after, actually.
She asked you to a formal Agni Kai.
Right, Avatar reference.
I'm on an Avatar kick.
Hi is how it starts. Just hi. So I've been sitting with this for a few weeks now, going back and forth as to whether to talk to you about it. I respect you guys and feel you respect me, so I've decided it would be better just to bring it up rather than feel uneasy about it anymore. I came to the opening week show, and there was one act that rubbed me the wrong way. I thought about it and processed it at the end of the day.
Rubbed your pits the wrong way. Went against the grain.
At the end of the day, the content of the act or the way it was delivered was punching down at women. Okay, let's stop there. Because I hate punching up and punching down. I do not like this phrase. And literally, some retard somewhere came up with this, wrote it in an article, and now every single person who's ever done comedy goes, well, this is the rule.
Yeah, you're not supposed to punch down.
This the rule. Punching up and punching down. That's the rule.
Yeah, it's
you know who originated this? Because you've done a lot of studies on this.
I don't know who originated that, but it's
because I tried to
it's-
find it. I did find it. I have done my studies on it, and I did find the original person
Oh, yeah,
who
you
said
did?
this.
Yeah.
It was literally a unnamed retarded person in a basement at their mother's house. He had no name because he was a child slave. He was locked away to write articles for Vice or fucking what are those other
I know exactly-
or babe.com or
I know
whatever.
exactly who you're talking about because they're featured in the documentary about the children of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Exactly. The unnamed,
It was one
the
of-
unnamed creature
Yes,
who
it was-
lives in the basement.
It was one of the victims of Robert Mugabe's dictatorship.
He said, in comedy, you punch up, you don't punch down. And then some open micer heard it. And then you have fucking every comedian and their mom going like, did you know Aristotle said punching up and punching down? It's like,
Yeah,
it didn't happen. It was stupid.
It became deified. It was like literally, this is the word of God.
What I say is that comedy is an equalizer. When you equally make fun of everything and everyone, you treat everyone equally. Comedy is a way to look at everything from an equal playing lens. They're equal
playing lens.
Playing lens, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see people as above you and you don't see people as below you. You can see people as above you, but this idea that you see anyone as below you is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're standing on equal seeing fields.
Exactly. And so I've been saying lately, I think it's not punching up and punching down. It's pulling down and lifting up. So it's like if you make fun of somebody who is less fortunate than you, you are lifting them up to the level of you and the entire audience and saying you are worthy of laughter and being able to laugh at your situation, just like everyone else is willing to laugh at the human
Experience.
experience.
Mhm, the human
Exactly.
condition.
Right.
And same with people who have more power than you. You humanize them and bring them down to everybody's level so that way you can say that we're all experiencing the same human experience. We all have good and bad in us. We are not all good or all bad. This is this dumb binary idea that like everyone is an all good person or an all bad person.
Dude, this is an Avatar
The
episode.
tree,
It really is.
The tree connecting good and evil runs through every human heart.
Exactly. Thank you. That's beautiful.
I might have fucked up that, but and I didn't come up with that either. I think that was Solzhenitsyn. And it
You're
may
not-
not be tree either.
Let me put it this way. You're not the target. You're the dart. I'm just joking.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
it's everybody sometimes gets to be the dart and sometimes gets to be the target.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is why you see like
Yeah, equal
comedians.
opportunity to be both.
Well, this is why you see roast comedians and the guy in the wheelchair is like in the front row, like dying to get made fun of. It's because it's the only time when somebody's going to talk to him like he's not like below them. It's
They're
the
not going
only
to treat him
time.
with kid gloves.
Exactly.
Or pity, you know. like-
Exactly. Exactly. That's correct.
It's like if it's just treating him as an equal.
But this postmodern kind of fucking idea that power is everything and all relationships are defined by power, then you do kind of have to look at everyone as above you or below you.
Right.
And there's a problem if you're looking at people as below you ever. And I think true comedians and the best comedians have always not looked at anybody as below them, looked at themselves as scum and everyone else is scum and we're all scum.
Yeah.
It is kind of hypocritical when you think about it, because the idea of even punching down makes a hierarchy.
Correct.
That you are better than that person.
Correct.
You know, which
Correct.
I think is so fucking stupid and wrong.
I think to be able to laugh at even your darkest situations and darkest experiences in life is a gift.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that and I understand that some people cannot think non-literally. There's literal-minded people that cannot think figuratively in that way. They have to. Everything is literal, and so if you talk about something that they personally cannot deal with, then it's off limits. You can't talk about it. But there's plenty of people who can talk about it in a humorous way, and actually that helps them get through the trauma. It is a tool to help people see the light in the darkness.
Or they go, you're joking about this, therefore you're making a moral judgment on it.
Right.
Which is usually not the case.
Correct. It's a literal. It means that you listened to what was said and you took it literally. You can't ever see satire or any kind of sarcasm as illiteral, as not being serious, but as joking. You can never actually see it. It's a literal minded person. Anyway.
Well, and what I've always said is my thinking on this is that it's like the cancel culture kind of attitudes where it's like, you can't say this, or you can't joke about that, or this. It's like, actually what it's really saying is it's not that you can't joke about that. It's more like you aren't allowed to laugh at that.
Right.
And I think that is really fucked up, because you can't really control your sense of humor, and it just is what it is. And there are plenty of people, like, for example, I did a show and it was kind of edgy, and there was like, the suggestion was plantain. And I started out by saying something about a plantation tree because I had a slip. I said plantation instead of plantain. And we did a whole show that was like racism essentially. And it was pretty. And like Josh wasn't at the show. I had a sub, and we both went hard at it.
Yeah.
And we didn't perform in that theater again for like months. And we got groans, and people did not like it. Whatever, we did not get like a single laugh, maybe a couple, but like it was bad. It was like not good. And then when we walk outside, no one said we had a good show at all until we walked outside, and the only two people that said they liked our show were the only two black people in that audience.
Yep.
Everyone else was white. And the only two black people liked what we did, and they were like, I love that you guys went there and weren't afraid.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. If you're a white person and you're saying you can't joke about that, you're really saying,
laugh about that.
Yeah, you're really saying these two black people shouldn't be able to laugh about that.
Right.
And it wasn't like we were like, actually, we're making fun.
Right.
That they,
but what does that
racism
say?
is stupid.
But what does that say about those white people? What that says is that they see black people as unable to laugh at their situation. And also, there's something in them that is uncomfortable with black people and uncomfortable with maybe you could hurt them and I need to be their protector.
Yeah.
There's some weird racist, in my opinion, thing in their head that I must protect them.
It is kind of a dumb, like it's a I guess a trope or something that is common these days, where they say that like you're the real racists, but there is some truth to that. Like it is very much so. Like all this woke shit actually. Like, it is racist.
Right.
And not just racist towards white people, which a lot of conservatives or right-wing people will say, but also racist to, like, the people, the minorities, the people that they're claiming to be allies to.
Well, the studies show that it comes mostly from rich white people.
Oh, of course. It's a luxury belief.
Correct. Yes, correct. You were going to say something?
No one can control your humor, Zuko. Only you can decide your humor for yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Okay, we went on a bit of a tangent, but it's an important tangent. That being said, I mean, it is important. Right. This is, when when you're doing something that's an art form, I think that's hurtful to the art form. It's something that's like the most pernicious, like bad idea out there, and it's rampant in the community.
Oh yeah.
And I think that it's harmful for it. It literally is all distraction from just do good comedy that makes people laugh. It's all a distraction.
But to be fair, they are allowed to run their business however they want because it's their business.
Correct. Yes, and
Sure.
that is how this ends as well. They are allowed to run their business however they like.
We
I'm
think
just
it's
telling our
a
story.
bad business practice, but we're not going to, tell
Yeah.
them how to run their
They have their
organization.
story. We have our story. Their story's
Yeah.
gay, and our story isn't. By the way, one more thing, because you were talking about the plantation thing and the plantain. No comedian who ever made an edgy joke and made it really well and very successfully has ever not also done that joke poorly at another time
Exactly.
in the early
Yep.
stages.
Yep.
And one thing we always were saying about our show was that we're giving people an opportunity to learn that line.
If you want to use the phrase safe space, we were giving people a truly safe space to
Exactly.
explore different
To
ideas.
explore their holes.
And to make mistakes and to improve upon them.
Correct.
You know, because there is something about like you can cross the line, I guess,
Sure.
and it's and to mainly crossing the line is less a you shouldn't joke about this and more of that wasn't funny,
Right.
And like you need to improve upon that joke,
Right.
You know, that's what we really mean. But we're trying to give people the space to try stuff out that might be not okay in other theaters and work on it in order to be able to make those more jokes in other places.
Yep. Right. All art and good art comes from the subconscious, and you're creating out of that, and then you're editing and chopping that up later. So like you're trying things, you're trying different things, and then you're sculpting it into something later. And in its raw form, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it doesn't work, and you need to experience that. That being said, this guy that was on our show that had the joke about the armpit hair, he tried a joke, it didn't work. He didn't get much laughs.
Mostly
He-
because it didn't have a punchline.
it didn't have a punchline. So either he's going to edit it and make it stronger, or he's just going to drop it because it didn't get any laughs.
Yeah, it was
Those
really
are
just-
the two things. And guess what? The audience not laughing, that told him the information he
Yeah.
needed to
And
know.
that's a pretty big punishment,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
For people, especially that don't do comedy and love to judge comedians, which there's
Yeah.
plenty of that.
Yeah.
It's like you've never been up there and bombed on a joke and
Yeah.
dealt with the fucking
silence.
the silence and still being up there for another 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
while you're fucking stumbling through your set and no one likes you
And
and
if-
everyone hates you and it feels fucking shitty.
Yep. And if I remember, he kind of sat in the silence for a bit, and then we started laughing because of the awkwardness of the silence.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Sometimes I would laugh because it's our show. We're running
Yeah.
the show. We want people to feel comfortable laughing. And oftentimes when we would laugh at the darker, maybe more edgy stuff, it allowed the audience to feel comfortable laughing. Sometimes these audiences, especially in the city, they want to laugh. Literally,
They need permission.
They need permission to laugh.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Literally the last show we did, I forget where was it? Not the one that we did music. No, it was at this. It was at the one at the theater. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get there, but people were laughing and covering their mouth, literally. And I was like, "What are you doing? Laugh out loud."
That's very
People
kawaii.
They're very afraid. They're afraid. You don't want to be the only one laughing. It's very weird.
Isn't it like an anime thing?
Yeah, kawaii. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange because I've never had as much of an urge as some of these audience members to like be with the crowd. Like I want to be whatever the crowd is doing, and so I'm not going to be the first one to laugh. But if we start laughing as the crowd,
Yeah.
they'll start laughing. They'll go, "Oh, okay, the crowd is laughing, so then I'll laugh too."
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you be an individual person?
Yeah.
Because that is hard, and that would take thought.
Other people walk off the bridge. Okay, I'll walk off the bridge.
Well, and maybe they're worried that if their friends see them laugh at something inappropriate, their friends are going to judge them, and then
Correct.
they're going to be in the out group.
Correct.
Which I guess is a fear for people, but not really for me.
Correct. All right, I'll move on, and I'll try to go a little fast here. This is a long episode, but hey, I like it.
Yeah. No,
I'm
it's
having
good.
fun.
It's good.
And we could look back at this later. You know, when we die, our children can watch this and they
Mm-hmm.
can go, "Oh, look at all of the work that my parents went in to doing absolutely fucking nothing."
Yeah, we're still.
This is why I can't afford college.
Yeah, we're still in book 1, COVID.
Okay, Avatar. And then our kids are going to be like, "Why was my mom obsessed with Avatar?"
I'm gonna say you're
It's
gonna be
fucking
obsessed with
gay.
it too.
Yeah.
My dad's racist?
Our kids are going to be like, "Ew, our parents watched the original Avatar, not the 5th remake." Okay. At the end of the day, the content of the act or the way it was delivered was punching down at women. Not I felt it was. It was. I'm not sure if you felt
It's also it wasn't at women in general. It was just at the hairy pitted ones.
exactly correct.
If I'm to put that out there, and really, it wasn't even that.
I have felt this
It
way.
was more at himself.
Correct. Yes. I felt this way in other theaters, and as we know, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you felt the same way, but I left the theater that night feeling uncomfortable.
In my armpits because my hair was so long it was starting to itch really bad.
Yeah.
I have felt this way in other theaters, and as we know historically, comedy and Chicago improv has its ups and downs with inclusivity of women. By the way, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Everything I've seen since we've moved here is She the People. When we moved here, that was the biggest show, was She the People. The all-female cast of political fucking bullshit improv.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, there's all-female cast. If you have one male on your improv team, somebody somewhere goes, "Ugh, you got to get that male out of there."
Get him
You
out
know,
of there.
he's legally obligated to transition.
Yeah, he's got to be trans.
It's part of the law.
So no, I don't know about the history of problems with inclusivity with women.
Yeah.
All I see is don't
They're
tell me
being
this-
included everywhere.
Yes, no, literally everywhere. And
And I don't think, again, this has nothing to do with an inclusivity issue and everything to do with this lady has just a personal discomfort with her own armpit hair.
Right.
And she's probably judged other women for having armpit hair. And she's got hairy pits herself and feels weird about it. And it's a whole insecurity thing.
There we
and
go.
That's what it is.
Now we know how to rev Lauren up. Just get her talking shit about another woman. Women
Yeah.
hate women.
Women hate. If there's
If there's
one thing I know.
If there's anyone who's willing to exclude a woman, it's another woman.
You were talking over there in the kitchen just like 2 days ago or something about some other woman, and you were ranting. And I go, "Lauren, I get it. Girls hate other women." And she kept going. I was like, "Lauren, I get the shtick. Like, I know you hate her."
Who was I talking about?
I don't
though?
remember. Anyway,
I can't even remember.
I guess I'm coming to you because I feel sometimes women in comedy just let things slide a lot to be accepted in the community. I don't like ruffling feathers, much less feathers of people I like, but it's unfair to you for me to sit on it. Not sure where to go from
Maybe
here.
use a
with it.
different choice of words there.
Not sure where to go from here with it. I would like to hear your thoughts. I do know there was a discussion in the last meeting about drafting an artistic statement. I'm hoping for this to be a meaningful conversation between me and you guys. Here's what this all yells censorship to me.
Yes, of course. It's 100% what it is.
This
It's
all
an
yells
artistic
like,
statement that's going to say, you can't make jokes about armpit hair.
You can't talk about armpit hair and here.
I'm the hall monitor and I saw you joking about armpit hair. I'm going to tell the teacher on you.
Article 1.
think this is funny? You think this is funny?
Feel it. It's not funny.
According to Article 137, Section 2AB of the armpit hair conclusion, we decided that we do not joke about armpit hair and the length of the armpit hair.
You violated code 30RC. You're out of here, bud.
Yeah,
Hey, by the way, if we ever do another variety show, that's a good hosting bit.
Yeah.
You violated code 3R2I
Up the
2I8.
code.
of the
Yeah.
audience handbook.
Inspection.
You're out of here, buddy.
Code inspectors. Comedy code inspectors.
yeah.
Security, get in here.
Yeah.
Get him off the stage.
Yeah,
just,
that's how we get every single stand-up off. We put them in handcuffs.
Up. Looks like you violated another code. We get a fucking bull.
Sirens go off.
At some point, we just have like some Mounties show up, and we say this one violated laws in Canada.
Some
We
violated
have a
international
whistle like a coach.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I do think that's really funny, and we should put a pin on that.
Yeah,
we're gonna come back to that as a hosting bet.
No. Very, very, very important for me because I do write down all of the hosting bit ideas I have. Sorry, give me 1 second here. You violated code HRCI8.
Of the comedy code of ethics.
comedy code inspectors or
Comedy code.
comedy
Yeah.
code inspector.
We'll come up with a name.
Yeah.
We'll
Comedy.
It
we'll
doesn't
take
really
a name.
matter the name. It's just
Yeah,
the
we'll come
idea.
up with we'll pin it down. We'll get it sorted out.
Comedy code HRCI8. That's very important that it's that number. Okay, sorry.
HRCI8.
Okay, anyway, so getting back to it. This email just screamed, I want you to take this guy off your show, or I want you to talk to him about his content and tell him he can't make jokes about what? Women with armpit hair? Then like where is the line? That's so arbitrary.
I believe that what she wanted was for us to invite him to the theater, and she kind of does one of those like a Clockwork Orange sessions with him, where she pins his eyes open.
Is this funny?
And holds
Is
her
this
hair.
funny?
Yeah.
It's not funny to you.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
What's funny about this?
We will break your spirit.
And what's crazy too is it's like you have Josh and I who are like not vaccinated, kind of secretly
Yeah,
at the
secretly.
time. And also we're like definitely not along the progressive political line.
Yep.
And then this guy is like actually pretty like progressive and like
Yes.
like socialist and BLM and all for all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
and makes one joke about
Yeah.
armpit hair, which 99% of guys do not like.
Yeah, correct.
And that's not okay.
Yep. All right.
Women shouldn't be in comedy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
You're not a woman. You're trans.
Unfunny women.
yeah, I agree with Josh here.
And
Because
but
I
that's the
think-
majority, Lauren. That's the thing. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, the problem is they make it more difficult for the people who can hold their own
Yeah, I
and
know.
want to hold their own and want to prove themselves.
We got to move
And get
on, or we're
better.
going to be here for
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I got so much more. My response is 8 pages.
Can I pop us in? You can keep
Papa
reading.
Zen. Papa Zen.
Is that that's your new nickname, Papa Zen?
Hey, maybe that's the band name.
Oh, like Papa Roach.
Yeah.
Cut my Zen into pieces.
Okay, so here's my response. By the way, I mean that. My response was 8 pages. When I looked back at this email and I looked at it, I said, "Oh God, I wrote way too much. I should not have done this. I should not have sent this."
Spanked this woman.
I tried not to. I think I always try to be diplomatic, but then I always
This
throw
got to
something
you.
in there about their intelligence, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
Thanks for reaching out, and I appreciate you having the respect and trust to share your thoughts with us. I'm happy to share my thoughts, and please know this is a subject I've given a lot of time and thought to. My fiance Lauren is working on her dissertation for her PhD, specifically on the relationship between comics and audiences. It's a topic we're passionate about and try to absorb everyone's point of view to craft our own. I don't take your concerns lightly, and I hope nothing I say comes across as insensitive or dismissive. And then I proceed to be very insensitive and dismissive.
Hey, you live and you learn.
If the actor you're talking about is who I think it is, it may be helpful to take into consideration that he's relatively new to comedy. At Bughouse, Byron and I, at
Rug-
We'll
Rug
bleep
Mouse.
it. We'll
Mouse
bleep it.
Rug?
We'll
I'll
bleep
bleep
it.
it. I'll
We'll
bleep
bleep it.
Yeah, I'll go through 3 hours of podcast.
Yeah,
just
you
to
will.
bleep this.
Yeah, you will.
Byron and I have always given each other and our peers freedom to fail. When you're trying to create humor in front of a live audience, especially as a novice, you're often throwing out a lot of ideas at the wall to see what will stick. You're finding your voice. I believe the audience's reaction to be a crucial element to that process. The people in your community are your litmus test. If your jokes come from a hateful place, truly the punishment is the audience and the community not going along for the ride. The freedom to fail is so imperative to the artistic process.
Maybe just do a ... and then skip to the like final.
Oh yeah, I will. I gotta find. Okay, but this part's important. I'll skip somewhere.
Okay.
The pursuit of capturing an audience's attention in a unique and original way is bound to lead to unintentional offense. I've tried to present ideas on stage ironically that were perceived the exact opposite way I intended. I failed in my pursuit. But when I failed, the audience's reaction tells me across the line, blah, 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 blah. I've talked personally to the people we book on our show. They're kind people. The comic I think you're talking about is an incredibly well-intentioned, approachable guy. I would be shocked if his intention was to offend or punch down at women, even if that was how his act was perceived.
Even if they are hairy.
Even if that was how it was perceived by others. I'm not saying you or any woman should let it slide. If something on stage makes you uncomfortable, quite the contrary, you're allowed to go talk to that performer after the show. The person on stage isn't a monster ready to lash out at the first criticism. They're a person like we all are in the same community. In my experience, the people we book on our shows are approachable. We wouldn't invite an aggressive or sexist person back to perform on our shows. Anyway, then I go on. I call her bitch, I call her cunt. And, I don't know if it should be showrunners telling their performers how to craft their material. This is me saying me and Byron. Being told you hurt somebody through a third party is an entirely different ballgame from speaking directly to the offended party. Why couldn't that person just tell me? Turns into anger and resentment. Turns into nobody can tell me what to say. Turns into fuck it, I'll tell this joke every night. It does the opposite effect.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest problem with the comedy community today is these conversations happen behind people's backs to avoid confrontation, and it builds distrust amongst performers. If we could confront each other directly with the same honesty you've provided for me, our community would be stronger, bigger, and closer. Personally, I don't want to share your experiences with this performer because they aren't my experiences to share. They're yours. In regards to the potential artistic statement, I believe when showrunners and theaters start to restrict.
You said, I believe Jim Carrey said it best in Ace Ventura, and then you just linked to him talking out his butt.
Yeah. Goes, kiss my ass!
Yeah.
In finality, kiss my white ass! She was white too. I'm not saying that about a black lady. Anyway, when artists are restricted to choices that are safe and predictable, in my opinion, it doesn't lead to interesting, thought-provoking art. Anyway, I really hope this doesn't come across as indifferent to your concerns. I write all of this knowing that I may be completely wrong or missing the point entirely. This is a discussion at its core about ethics and language, highly politicized and difficult to work through objectively.
Man.
If you're interested in a fellow female comedian's perspective on this, Lauren is far more well-read, articulate, and studied on this subject, and I recommend reaching out to her. And I put her email.
I would be far less gracious than Josh.
Correct.
I would have responded to that with a nah.
Anyway, okay.
Nah, we're not doing that.
Here's where the story goes on. And I'm sorry this is so damn long, but we're going to get through it. And it's fun. I'm having fun.
Man, we went from light outside to dark outside.
Yep.
Can't wait till we get to light again.
This is
the part in Avatar where they find that where they find the map that has the little solar system and it maps out the comet and the eclipse.
Yeah.
And they're just going through days and nights and days and nights.
Okay.
That's this part of the podcast.
Alrighty, duty.
We finally made it through one
She-Tong's library. I guess I see.
I'm not dropping this bit.
Okay. We set up a meeting over this email. She goes, I do feel dismissed. I go, well, bitch. I was trying to dismiss you.
Yeah.
What part of my dismissal did you not understand, you stupid whore?
She sets up a time for us to go meet in person. Her email said, I do feel dismissed.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Why don't we set up time to talk? Me and Lauren go. I'm shaking, like on the way there. I'm like physically like shaking, like I'm so scared.
Yeah,
Josh nervous.
was...
I don't like people being upset with me. It drives me like I cannot handle it. I go crazy.
I imagine Gabby Petito's boyfriend kind of felt the same way before he pushed her off the cliff. That's how you were feeling before that meeting.
Like I was about to commit a murder.
Yeah.
That was a deep cut.
I know.
I have never heard you say. I didn't even know you knew about that story.
Who doesn't know about that story?
Well, I guess, but you are not.
I did forget about
Yeah.
Gabby Petito until
well,
just then.
I like to remind people. That's what I'm here for.
So I'm very, very nervous, but we go to the rug mouse and we had a conversation, and Lauren was with me. I don't remember a lot of it. I think I held my own. Anyway, the decision that ended up being made was that
Well, we showed up and we said, "Pit inspector's here."
show us that hair, baby. So what I do remember is that the whole thing was she goes, I see your show as like a showcase of like the best of what this theater has to offer. And I was like, I see our show as an experimental show where people are able to try new things.
We see it
Yeah.
as like the mutant creatures from below can come out and finally see the light for a little bit.
Well, and she was on this kick of like, because I was kind of in charge of booking people at the
Yep.
time, and she would always send me like, you should book this person.
And she would send women.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
And many
And-
of them were not funny
No.
at all.
But
No.
also, you would
And
say,
that's the best our theater has to offer.
Yeah.
but you would also go, "Hey, if they come out to a show, you know what? Let them come in
Yeah.
and watch one, and then we'll give them a chance."
I did book
and,
some of them.
and most of them, majority of them, would not come and
Right.
watch it. So why would we have people who don't want to be supportive?
And I think there was one or two of the people that I booked that she
Yes.
recommended that bailed
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Like, God. And people are so flaky.
And it like gives them an
Fucking annoying.
opportunity, because if they don't like that kind of style or content, they can go, "Hey, I don't know if this is right for us."
Right.
Right.
This isn't really my scene. I'm probably not going to be funny here because I'm not funny anywhere.
But keep in mind, we did shows here for 2 years. They never said a word to us about anything and how we run our show. Now we're getting weekly emails going, book this person and book this person on your show. We're now being told like how to book our show and like what to do for our
Right.
show.
And
By the
and-
theater owner.
Yeah, and we're like cleaning the theater and we're taking care of the theater and we're doing all this work to keep that theater running. And we had a successful show and
And then we're getting
renovated
emails
the
like,
theater.
"Hey, somebody didn't have the people sign the waivers at their show last week. And can you please make sure that masks are being worn? We showed up at last week and the masks are not being worn." And keep in mind, I don't know if you remember, but around this time, it was like the numbers go up, everything closes. The numbers come down, things open. The numbers come up, things close. Like towards the end, it was a big open, close, open, close, open, close. And so there was, little breaks that we would have. Finally, after, telling us what to do all the time, finally it gets to a point where after that point, we had a board meeting. It was numbers are going up. She literally said, turn them down at the door. Or something like, I don't want them in the building. Not us.
Kill
Yeah.
them.
Unvaccinated.
Kill them.
Unvaccinated people.
Which was me at the
Right,
time.
but she didn't know that.
She didn't know that.
Um,
And one note that we should also say,
Yeah.
at this board meeting,
yeah.
the people that had been a part of this theater, keeping it alive, renovating it, a big part of the renovation and everything.
This was another thing
we were
she
like,
did.
we had done all of this shit. And then this woman, the owner, she adds a bunch of people to the board.
This was right after we had that conversation, like a week after we had the conversation about our show. She starts adding people to the board just without anybody's
And
permission.
most of them are just women.
All women.
Yeah.
No, they signed
Definitely Harry Pitted.
Definitely Harry Pitt. They signed into the Zoom. They all got blue fucking hair and like
Yeah.
fucking tattoos on their face, like fucking
And
crazy.
had no connection to the theater beforehand.
No,
had
they're in
not done
prison. They're like in a prison.
prison of their own device in their own fucking quarantine room. But like, no, they had done nothing for the theater. Not a single show. Probably hadn't even been to the theater maybe
are now
once, and are now making
voting.
decisions with the board.
Yeah,
They
correct.
didn't even know the name of the theater.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they didn't know it was Rug Mouse.
Yeah, they didn't know nothing. They didn't know nothing.
They don't know nothing. Nothing except the Harry Pitt's right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they add a bunch of people to the board. Finally, it's I don't want unvaccinated people in the building. We are going to check vax cards because now
I
the
pushed
city.
back. I pushed back.
Yeah, we both did.
I complained and said I think that's a really bad idea. Blah blah blah.
Yep. But that's the decision that was made. And then I sent this email, which, by the way, when I look back at it, and this is very short, by the way, this isn't one of my novels, which you
That's
can
good.
get on Amazon.com. I didn't even read half of that email, by the way. I literally skipped more than half. It is so long.
Ooh.
It is crazy, but it is on sale if you want to get the ebook. I send to their names. Hope you're doing well. To Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I hope you're doing well. Wanted to reach out to you directly regarding our show. In the process of taking some necessary time for ourselves, after much consideration, Byron and I have decided to put our weekly show on an indefinite hiatus effective immediately. By the way, this is much more tame than I remember it being. Like, we left it very open.
Yeah.
We've both taken on new responsibilities and stressors in our personal lives, and we think a break from our time at Mug Rouse seems to be the best course for us at the moment. I'd love to reevaluate in the future, perhaps if or when COVID fears begin to dissipate. That was my one passive aggressive.
And and I was also really like, I don't know, I'm very honest, and like we could have, until they made the decision to require you showing your Vax card at the theater, I was willing to like go in and still do the show. But as soon as they made that a rule, even though like we wouldn't we probably wouldn't be checked ourselves because we're running the show.
You mean
like,
you didn't want
that
to
meant
act?
that
You didn't
we
want
were-
to be the Stasi?
No.
Well, of course
Yeah,
I
correct.
didn't want to be the Stasi, but like I also didn't want to.
Check people's Vax cards.
Well, of course, but I also didn't want to be in the theater unvaxxed when that's their rule.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as a principal, I
True.
was like, well,
True.
okay, if you don't want me, then I'm not going to do it.
Right. Totally.
True.
I agree. And I also didn't want to enforce. Like,
Yeah.
I would never enforce that. And they were starting to show up at the theater all the time to make sure that the mask thing was being enforced.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
They would come to our show. They were starting to come to our show
They would go,
specifically.
we smell that fun is happening here, and we need to stop it.
Is that fun?
Is that fun I smell?
Yep. Yep.
Get it out of here. Off with his head.
Fee-fi-fo fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I was. We love the theater.
Oi, is that fun in there?
Get out of there. We love the theater, would love to continue to provide our support with future renovation projects, i.e. helping update the storefront once there's a plan and handiwork is needed, what they never reached out for. Keep us updated if we can provide help. We'll continue to be there to support our friends' shows whenever possible. Thank you, Byron and Joshua.
Well, why reach out for handiwork? We already did it all for them.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
We did everything they needed
That was the
doing.
last thing that they needed to do. They had no storefront. Now they have sort of one, but it's still shitty.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
All right, we've made it to book 2,
book 2.
Yeah.
post-COVID.
Water. Post-COVID. Yeah, book 2, post-COVID. Oh, now I have COVID.
That's book 3, re-COVID.
Yep.
Okay. So, thus ends our weekly show. We've done a couple like one-off shows since then.
Yep.
And occasionally we. Oh, by the way, Byron brings your grandmother's lamp.
Yeah, my grandmother's lamp is still there.
Like that was one of the things. Like a lot of our personal stuff was there.
Well,
I
we should clarify that we tried to set up the look and feel of the theater like you were entering somebody's basement, and we
Yeah.
had kind of this display on the stage and everything that was supposed to mimic like kind of like an indie music video where everything there's lots of rugs, there's lots of mismatched furniture,
Lamps
vintagey
and-
looking
yeah.
things.
It was
It
awesome.
was just supposed to have a cool
Books.
vibe.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
A
It looked
do-
really
it was
cool.
supposed to have a cool dope vibe.
And it was.
It
and
does.
it still does.
Yeah.
Still does.
A little more hair.
A little more hair.
Definitely more
pits.
hair
And a little more stank.
and more gay.
Well,
A lot
But-
more
it
gay.
was always
Anyway, so we went back a couple times. I went back to go get my guitar. I had a guitar that I just kept there. I had some equipment that I kept there. I went back to get all my stuff, take it back, and I wrote in the little tech booth. I wrote our team's name, and I was like, forever. That would be cool. And I took a bunch of pictures of like everything so I'd remember it, and then left.
Since then, we've done like a couple, maybe 3 shows there. Just on other, we will not run our own show there, but we will, if we're booked on somebody else's show, we'll go do a show there. Haven't done much, but if it gets offered, we'll take it. We one of the times I went back, our name was scratched out on that thing.
Yeah.
But they left forever, which was stupid. So
Well,
then I
that's
wrote,
fine.
our name again. This last time we went back just a few days ago, last week. On the way there, we go to drop off these posters
Yeah.
at this bar for this show that we're doing on Friday. There's a fucking drag show. It is so loud. The music is
Yeah.
so fucking loud. As soon as we get in there, it's like, "Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm so pretty."
And I abandoned you
Give
at
me
the perfect time.
tips are compulsory.
Yeah.
It was fucking annoying. And then Byron's like, "I gotta use the restroom." And he goes, "Okay, use the restroom." And he goes and leaves. And then the fucking drag queens start coming in there with me where I am. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? People start giving them money. One of them walks up to me and I'm like,
Man,
I'm not giving you money. I'm not doing it.
you know what? I would have given them money only if they, at that point in time, played the Little Big song. Give me your money.
Okay. So I would not have
I like the Gabby Petito one better.
the Gabby. Oh, I thought. Oh, never mind. I was confused. It's like Gabby Petito didn't make any music before she died.
Yeah, I was like, tell me more.
I thought you meant you liked her song better. Okay. That being said, fucking drag shows going on. You know, there's no talent involved. Why are you
No.
giving them money? There's no talent. What talent is there? Yeah,
Drag.
you look a little
I don't
like a
get it.
woman.
Yeah. Kind of. You look like a man. You look like a fucking clown.
Everything they
actually.
were saying, they were lips. There was a track playing, and they were like moving their mouth to what was saying. "Give me money, honey." You know,
think-
like it's stupid. Anyway, people are giving them money.
I think that's really the height of talent. I think that's really good.
Then we go to this theater. Okay, we go to this theater that we've performed at for many years, and then we ended up leaving to do a show, a college night show.
Yep.
Okay, continue. I was building the suspense.
Okay. College show. We were booked on this show, and because we were told that I think you guys would be really good with. It's a college night, and so all of the performers are college students who do improv. They said it'd be really cool for them to see a team who performs in Chicago regularly and see how they do things. And we do have a unique show that we've built over 8 years that we are doing, and it's. I thought that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good example to see how we do things, because we do have experience doing it. An improv show. So we go. We're at the theater. It's weird. It's packed too. More people than I've
A lot
ever
of people
seen.
were there.
I've never seen that many people there. Packed with college students. We're like 30-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
And they're all college students. Creepy. Then the host comes. As before the host comes, we're talking about the posters. There's posters all up on the wall about all of the shows that they've done at that theater since then. I remember because that has always been there, and I brought a bunch of posters that I made for a bunch of shows at that theater because I made posters for other shows too. And in that pile of the ones that we were going to put up, I had our poster for our show that we ran there for 2 years, and during the pandemic when nobody else was doing anything. All of the posters I made are up there, except our show. Anything that has anything to do with us, which was in the pile. All of them that I brought to the theater are hung up. I didn't hang them up. Somebody did at some point,
And
and
this
they
is
took out the one of us, and then they put all of the other ones up.
And this is not Josh being upset. He's just making an observation.
No, I'm upset.
Yeah, no, we're pretty fucking pissed. I mean,
do you remember how open-ended my email
Yeah.
was?
yeah.
It's like, I support the theater. There's no reason to be animus towards us.
I
We
guess
don't have
I-
animosity towards them until now.
I disagree. I don't support authoritarians, so I have no qualms abandoning them completely and never going back.
It's not about wanting to do things in the future, though. It's about the fact that everything else that's taken place there has its legacy on the wall or whatever, but we're completely erased from the history of that theater.
Well, that's what authoritarians
And
are
we
known for
put a-
doing, erasing history.
Sure, yeah, totally. I agree, but it's not good. I don't like
Yeah.
that. I'm mad
Sucks.
about that.
It sucks.
I'm hourly angry about that.
Yeah, especially when like it's like most of those
put a
teams
lot of work-
did fucking nothing for the theater.
We put so much like hours and labor for free.
Yeah.
Did no pay at all. And it's not only we get our names scratched out of things, we get our poster like not on the wall for whatever reason, or just kind of thrown to the side or thrown away.
But
At that
your
point-
faces are up, kind of like in the 7-Eleven style, for people to know not to serve you if you come in.
Yeah, no, there's 2 wanted posters. Of
Yeah.
us. But no, I just that is infuriating because there technically was no animosity from us at all towards them, and any from them towards us. And then every time I go, our fucking name is scratched out or our fucking poster isn't on the wall, and it's like, what did we do? What did we do wrong? We left,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that we
What you did
weren't
wrong
there.
was you were not obedient. You didn't bend the knee.
Well, and there were also plenty of shows up there that left too.
Sure.
Like we weren't the only ones that.
No,
Yeah, but
all
you
of
were
the ones that were those posters, they left before us.
Well,
But
we were
you
the-
were
yeah.
the ones who were
Except for
openly.
everything is fine.
But you were the ones who were openly defiant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you were
that's
not
true.
obedient.
That's true.
Whatever. I was very
You-
obedient.
you
I sent an email and I was not dismissive at all. Of her
Except for the
concerns.
places where you were very dismissive.
So we're at this theater, not feeling great about the fact that this theater, like we spent, years putting hard fucking work into it.
Yeah,
And
this is book
and it's
3,
for
by
no-
the way, college night.
Yeah. It's called Regret.
And we thought we would walk in there like fucking celebrities. Like everyone would be like, "Oh my god, the 2 boys have made this place."
You thought it was going to be like the movie Old School?
Yeah. I thought we were gonna walk in with sunglasses and be like, "Founders are here.
The boys are back in town. is
Boys
gonna
are
play.
back in town, back in business."
No, listen. No, I did not think that anybody would recognize. I just want a poster or something that shows just a single little writing of our team name up in
Yeah.
the booth. Like that's as little as I'm like asking. I mean, there's things there that I'm like, oh, I like helped like nail that into the wall.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like I want to have some sort of legacy at the place. We moved here 8 years ago. It'd be nice if there's at least some place that has some sign that we existed here. You know?
There is a place
what?
where you can find that, and it's in here.
All right.
It's right
Okay.
here.
All right. Well, you
In
know
the
what?
heart.
You know what? The heart is good for fucking nothing.
Well, I mean, it keeps you alive.
Mine is abnormal and arrhythmic. Cool. So we do the show. We're feeling uncomfortable already. We get up on stage.
The host is not good.
The host comes up to us, asks, when do you want me to?
Well, first of all,
pull
the
lever?
person who invited you is not there. So
Person
that's
who
already
invited
red
us-
flag number 1.
The person who invited us is not there.
Well, red flag number 1 is you're back at the theater that you already have qualms about going back to. Red flag number 2,
He was gay,
the person who invited you, not there.
and the host was gay.
Number 3, the host was gay.
Well, that's not a deal breaker for me.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be by the end of the story.
Yeah.
So, he asks us, he tells us we have 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I was told, by the way, in the original invite, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
He says you guys have 10 to 12. That's fine. No problem. We've done 10 to 12. We could do a good show.
Yeah.
So, in an improv show, we typically, our format, we do songs, and then we'll open with a song, then we'll have some scenes, and then we'll close with a song. It's usually around what we do. In our 8 years of doing this, we've never had to explain that to anybody who's booked us as an improv team, because they know that we're going to do our time, and then when the time is up, they turn off the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you can light us at 10 minutes. We usually try to fit in a song at the end, if we can, but if we're doing a scene that's too long and we've done our time, black us out. That's what I said to the host. Whatever he relayed to the tech, I don't know. We get on stage. We play a song. They turn the lights off. It was 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We did 3
Yeah.
minutes on stage. I'm willing to say 4.
Yeah.
It was kind of a long song.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say maybe 4, but I will not go higher than 4.
I'm
And 4 is not 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, that guy told the tech booth person, hey, they want to be blacked out of a song.
Yeah, well, completely unprofessional. But kind of irrelevant because really what that was is that tech, whoever was up there, was not a college student. It was literally the spirit of that actual theater. Juan Shitong himself.
Possessed.
Literally turning the lights off.
Well,
and
I
saying,
think it's an insult to Wang Shitong.
and saying, you guys do not belong at this theater. You're not welcome here. Turn the lights off.
It was kind of a sign in a way.
I was already feeling shitty about it.
Yeah.
It did feel like the whole theater goes,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? Get off the stage.
And the song, we kind of started a little cold with the audience. We had talked about how they were like laughing.
oh yeah, they
behind-
were laughing.
Like-
by the end of the song, they were like cheering. They were screaming. They loved it, and we were like, "Oh boy, we get to do the improv
Yeah,
for them and show
I was
them."
fucking excited
I was
to
too.
start a scene.
I was too. We like got that. We won that crowd over. We go, all right, and here's our improv.
And we
Lights.
won college students over when
Yeah.
we came out. We were like, we're two 30-year-old men.
Yeah, definitely.
And you called me a creep.
I did.
And I was like,
I did.
how do I crawl out of this?
I did.
But I did because I'm pretty
Well,
good
I
crawling
said it.
out.
I said, look, I know it's very creepy for two 30-year-old guys to be at the college party. I swear, I'm not a creep. I can't speak for my friend over here.
Hilarious. It was funny.
Um,
But they didn't react super well to that, but we
No.
won them over.
no, yeah. That's right. That's right.
And yeah, and it fucking killed the song. And
We go, here we go.
here we go. It's starting some fucking scenes. Let's do something cool.
Now the show's gonna start.
Yeah.
Now that we've done our intro, here's the show, and then the lights go out, and that's the end of it.
And it's like we traveled, we brought our guitar, we
Yeah.
like
We had to brave going back to that theater that we
Yeah.
put so much work into and have no recognition for.
yeah. Well, I mean, even still, it like I don't know, like stand up is a little different because you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And like if you get 5 minutes, like that's kind of common for stand up, but like
Well,
an improv team
for like open mic stand-ups.
sure, but
Yeah.
but even I would bet maybe I think the stand-ups at this place got 5 to 10, maybe 8 or something
Yeah.
or 7 minutes. They got more than we did. still.
Every act after that got their 10 minutes.
yeah,
Like
except
everyone
us.
got their full time.
and then with no apology.
I reached out. I said
Yeah.
we were disappointed. We felt like we didn't get our time. I think there might have been a miscommunication. You know, I sent a shorter email than the one I sent earlier. I said,
You said the
I said,
exact
I don't
same
want you to
one."
feel dismissed, but
Yeah. But we
didn't
did.
do
We
our
felt
time.
dismissed.
I felt very dismissed.
You just resent that exact same email.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about comedy: is comedy, at its best, comedy comes from a place that's inside of you. It's in your heart. We didn't get on a full 4 minutes. Anyway, so I took that as a sign to never go back there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know.
I don't think you should.
I don't think I should.
I don't think you should.
I don't want to either. It's a cool space, and we made it a cool space. You do need to go back and get your grandma's lamp. You can't just leave that there.
Yeah.
Lauren, you wouldn't believe it. His grandma's lamp was just, they scratched our name out, they took our poster down, and his grandma's lamp was broken in a corner, and someone jizzed on it. They broke it open. Somebody put a fleshlight in it, and people were taking turns fucking his grandmother's lamp. That may as well have been what
Yeah.
happened.
I'm sorry, grandmother.
I would not be surprised if we go back. That's what will be happening. They're
Dis-
going to be fucking your grandma's
They
lamp.
disrespected your grandma's lamp like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That will then be the sign. We'll go, oh, that's the sign we can't come back here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like I wanted to give it a chance.
Yep.
I want to give it a chance, and then every time I do, I'm like, fuck, no.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe not ever again. And then we leave there. We go back to this bar so you can hang up posters for your show this Friday.
Mhm.
The drag show is still going on. Kelsey
Yep.
walks out of there because he's in the drag show.
Fucking crazy.
He literally
That's
just
hilarious.
happened to
Yeah,
be
he
there.
That is
Be
And
right
then
by it.
I saw him walking away. He had a backpack and he was holding
Yeah.
it. And he you know
and he's
what?
like brushing all the makeup
Yes,
off.
because he saw you. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you, he was in there. He was doing the drag show.
It's just the Mr. Krabs noise. as Kelsey
He's like
leaves the room.
running out.
He doesn't even have to change his name. Works for a drag name too, Kelsey.
It does. It does, dude. I know why he was there. Anyway.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Um, so yeah. That's our story, I guess. It's a happy ending. That's what I like about it.
Well, somebody got a happy ending.
Yeah. Well, it did kind of kill a lot of our like doing a lot of improv and like doing shows and stuff. Like we really kind of stopped. I think for a while we weren't really doing much.
Right,
And
we
then-
did 98 shows in 2019,
Yeah.
and then it like dipped, and
Yeah.
then like since then it's just been a struggle to get back up.
Yeah.
We've done more this year than we've
Yeah.
done in the last 3 years, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and all we're doing is just getting like kind of starting over, like literally
Yeah.
just like getting booked on whatever shows we can, and then people say, "Oh, good job! I run a show at this place. Can you book me?" So it just takes time and it's really slow. But it sucked that felt like that was like us building something and building something really great and something that could have been like a staple in the city.
Yeah.
And
Yep. Yep.
yep.
Now we're just.
But
couple
also, it's like we don't. I don't know. Like the scene is completely different
It's
now. Like after COVID, like
Yep.
a lot of people we knew moved or left or stopped doing
For sure.
comedy, and then it's also just even more infested with the woke
Yeah.
progressives.
we're just a bunch of air nomads out here scattered to the four corners, just trying to find our way.
This is true.
Yeah, our whole civilization has been wiped out by
Yeah.
firebenders.
Yeah.
Actually,
By-
you know what? That fits.
By armpit benders.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, and then we go to this fucking mask show.
Yeah. And then even before that, like we've had a lot of bad luck with like being cut early.
Yeah.
Because we had that other show that
Yeah.
we did where like the first group got like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was obviously like the tech kind of fucking up, and then a show was happening right after, and so they could only give us like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But we definitely had the best set, and
Yeah,
but
I
we
agree.
only had like 5 minutes to do
Yeah,
our show, and everyone
that's
else had
right.
a lot longer.
That
And-
was so strange.
Yeah, but did they apologize?
No.
No, they didn't apologize
None of
either.
these fuckers give us our time.
Yeah, and that show was the one where the first thing out of the fucking ugliest people in the fucking theater, they won, by the way, which sucks.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they came up on stage and they were like, "I am what it say?"
Oh, they said, I'm very nervous, or I've definitely noticed how many men are in this room right now.
I think it was I'm very aware.
nervous. I'm very aware of how many men are in this
Men are in this room.
How many room are in this man?
How many rumor?
How much room is in this man?
How much room is in this man's asshole?
And it's like there was like 12 people in the audience. I counted after that. I was like, I just
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
12 people in the audience
There's
and
like
4 women. Like
That's a big percentage.
that's not bad
Yeah, I
for
know.
comedy. You know?
know.
Like
No,
are you
no,
fucking
no, 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 no. There were 3 women, 1 ogress.
Yeah. And also like there was like 6 gays. So like they kind of count as
Yeah.
women. Like if anything we were outnumbered. I was very aware of how fucking gay everyone else was.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Well,
didn't
you
go up
always
there.
you always are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime I'm like, oh, I met this guy, you know, he told me he was gay. You go, always with this.
Yeah.
Fucking world's going down.
World's going gay.
Oh man,
It is. World is going gay.
And then you leave the room and he rubs his hands together and he goes, my plan is working perfectly.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
The world is going gay, and I love it.
And I'm going to be president. I'm going to be prime minister.
Oh my god. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. Did you guys have anything else to add?
What was our bossing say?
Our bossing say?
Yeah. Do we have a bossing say moment?
Well, I don't know. My boss said something to me today, but I don't really remember.
I guess yeah. Bossing say would be I don't know.
Isn't that like the big city or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where they try and
That's Chicago. We traveled to Ba Sing
Yeah.
Se. All of this has happened in Ba Sing Se.
Ba Sing Se was where they go, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. Don't believe your
Yeah.
eyes and ears.
There is no violence in Chicago.
Yeah.
There is no
there
gun
is
violence.
There is no comedy at this comedy
There is no
theater.
migrant problem in Chicago.
Well,
It's fucking crazy.
there is no segregation in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's our story. Thanks for sitting through however long this ended up being. But if you listen to this, you know our full story. So again, I think I'm gonna put this on a DVD for my kids.
I think there's more to the story too. We could talk about Big Fish. We could talk about
The movie?
Glisselboof.
Oh,
We could talk about some
oh.
stuff like that too. There's
Well,
a
I
lot.
think
Oh,
you should
yeah.
always talk about Big Fish, the movie.
No, you're talking about Big Stupid
Big
Fish.
Stupid Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about our Dallas life before
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Maybe for another time.
No, we could.
Part
we
zero.
definitely could.
No.
No
0.5.
prequels. No
we'll
prequels.
do the prequel.
No,
We'll do the
no
prequel.
prequels.
We'll do a
No
prequel. at some
prequels.
We
point.
should do maybe once a month. We were gonna do those elite episodes and we didn't end up doing them, and then I removed them from all the tiers and pretended like they didn't exist. But we could do them and they're just like super long, just telling stories stuff. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think so?
I don't know.
And then Lauren just compares it to Ba Sing Se
Yeah.
the whole time. Compares it to Avatar.
What's your boss say about it?
Yeah. I just talk about the latest documentary I've watched on Random Nation.
I've been seeing more and more 9/11 videos on my feed.
Which
I wanna
probably
know-
Lauren.
I
know,
do
it's
want to
probably
know
you.
what my algorithm is doing because I've gone through several different obsessions. I went from 9/11 footage to world marble racing to now documentaries on African nations.
Yeah.
So I want to know how this is shaping my
I think your algorithm is just like autistic.
Yeah.
Just like autist.
Maybe. I don't know.
99% tism.
I just want to know
Algorithm.
what's going to come next.
Touch of the tism. Just a little touch
What will
of
be the
tism.
next thing?
Probably like how gears are made or something.
Yeah.
That does sound interesting.
You are going to be a flat earther, though, soon.
Yeah, I hope you start seeing some of those, and then you
You will be.
kind of get where I'm coming from.
No, she'll be like her mom. Because they're Indian, Ed. I love that. That's my favorite. That's the only impression I can do of your mom.
And we'll not give that any context.
All right. Well, thanks for being a Patreon subscriber, Byron. And
You got it, man. Can't wait to watch this one back.
Oh, we love
This is one I probably will not watch back, actually. Not only because I lived through it
Yeah.
and I kind of know the story already, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have.
No, it's long.
It's good, and it probably is fucking long.
But again, like I said, we're going to give this to our children. And this will be on a DVD. And I'll go, look at what we wasted our time with.
But-
Yeah.
But I believe that this Patreon,
Will change the world.
yeah.
Ba, 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 ba. All right. Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.